probably a good place to start here because we can do the chapel first, because that's not actually within the main fence. It's probably best to do that early because the way in does kind of leave you a bit open, I suppose, so you don't want to be doing it when somebody else is doing it. I believe that bit was where electroconvulsive therapy took place in that building. The worst thing about this site is that there are very few kind of personal remnants. If you go to some of the other hospitals, you can find patient notes and kind of almost going as far as unmade beds, I suppose, but here there isn't very much really at all. I mean, there are certain, if you know where to look, there is still quite a bit of debris, but most of the wards have been stripped. The chapel is kind of certainly one of the more impressive features, so they've kind of taken every step to protect the exterior. So every single window's got a really tight stainless steel grille in front of it, and the doors are completely impenetrable, I suppose. Yeah. So it's actually, I mean, I certainly didn't work it out, but somebody kind of passed on the secret of how to get in here. Difficult to keep your bearings actually, it's almost parallel with the front elevation, so but this is it basically. It's been kind of generally people who go in cover it to ensure that kind of only the most determined people can find it. Not quite as bad as it looks to get in there. Basically all the kind of water pipes and electricity cables go under here so that they can easily be serviced. Right. So it really goes on for miles. But it's just a short journey along there. I mean, you can see there are a few pipes. Sure. Shall I go first? Okay. So it's a bit difficult, I managed it on my own, but it is a little difficult. So it's a kind of appropriately religious journey almost, this one. Darkness into light. Can I pass you that? Yeah. Cheers. So obviously this bit's completely unspoilt really. The organs still there. The pews and everything have been removed, but apart from that,
That's worth it for the journey.
it's electrical, so it doesn't work. But just a panel falling off, that's about the only damage you get.
Right.
In the stained glass window as well, when I first came I couldn't get in, so I just kind of looked through the keyhole.
Okay.
I could just see a kind of distant stained glass window. I kind of assumed it was just a Holy Trinity or something, but it's actually doctors and nurses.
Oh, you're right. Okay.
Cheers. So basically from here to get into the main site, the safest way is to kind of walk around the neighbouring fields, adjacent fields. So you see, even from here you can see the kind of fence post that's been bent and moved out.
Got it.
So the way I used to get in was to climb over a fence, but just made it really easy now. It's been like that for 2 months. I mean, you'd think any kind of
Patrol.
security guard worth the salt would walk around the perimeter and just notice it and just correct it. Going for something to do, but yeah, it's ridiculously easy. I mean, I generally don't take too many risks really, especially as I quite often do it on my own as well. Just becoming trapped almost, I suppose. Kind of it's taken a while to figure out how to get out of certain situations. If you've kind of got into a site, climbing over a roof or something, and then jumped into an airing court, it's not always possible to get back out the same way. So you kind of take a risk almost. Just kind of hope that you eventually figure out a way to get back out. See, virtually every pane of glass has been smashed here. There's even a chair. It's not that stable, but places like this, the police do use them for training quite often. So once some of the buildings over there, you can actually see on the wall really, they've kind of written out plans for role playing and stuff, hostage negotiation and things like that. And certainly the first time you come into a site, you are kind of confronted by almost infinite possibilities. You don't know, you just get here and you want to go up there and you want to go up there and there. So you have to be quite disciplined about it, I suppose, or just kind of wander around and then perhaps come back if there are bits you feel you've missed. This is the corridor on which, well, in a little room off it, there was lots of kind of paperwork from the chapel, kind of old editions of church newspapers and paperwork about patient admissions. There are even some unopened envelopes as well. Really spooky. I mean, it was all in boxes beneath the stairwell, but now it's just kind of, people have started looking at it and it's now scattered all over the floor. So it actually has people's names, date of admittance, religion, and their consultant. Yeah. Their address in lots of instances as well. But there's boxes on here kept in place. It's hardly appropriate, is it? Crackers. I think this is just a room off at, I think this is part of a canteen or staff canteen perhaps. That must have taken quite a bit too. I'm not sure on the numbers, it would have been something vast like 2,600 or 2,000 patients, I'm not sure, I can't remember exactly. But it's basically like a little town, isn't it?
And then half that in staff?
Probably, yeah, half again. So this was the kitchen, these were the kitchens obviously. Yeah, Rose is definitely a ward. I haven't noticed those before. Stuff's coming in through that way actually, it's more impressive. You got it? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You don't have to worry too much about noise here, but quite often you kind of have to really try and walk as quietly as possible. It's even more manual. So if you look closer as well, look, somebody's written their name on the paper, and there are lots of signatures of that. So that's basically, this is kind of the industrial heart of the hospital. So you've got the boiler areas just over there, and the water tower as well, which I'll show you in a minute. And then the laundry's just through there. And that, again, that's because if you can see the fence just through there, because it's so close to the edge, it has been quite badly vandalised. And there really are loads. You don't have time to just kind of explore every little nook and cranny. So I haven't even been in half of these. Just kind of have a quick look in, and you just kind of make decisions if there's something in there that looks interesting.
So what would you be looking for then?
Well, personally, I look for. I do kind of gravitate towards personal items, but saving that. Just generally as much of the original kind of material or furniture as possible, really, because there's not too much of interest in an empty ward. There are still a few signs around about.
Okay, so they would have sent heat to all parts of the site from here then, would they?
And those are the tunnels in there if you actually... So obviously here there's going to be loads of stuff kind of clogging up the tunnels, but when you get further out there's just the kind of basics like hot water and electricity. But you can walk it pretty much under the whole site if you wanted to. So this is a boiler house, so 4 or 5, I can't remember, I think it's 5. No, 4, no, sorry. But as with the chapel, it's somebody who actually told me how to get into it.
Oh right.
And it's not too difficult anyway, but kind of first first people to visit this have kind of put stuff in place to make it easier for other people to see it as well. So it's quite a generous kind of hobby, I suppose. And there's a ladder. Somebody's put a ladder just inside. I think it's easier getting in the way. Oh yeah, that's probably better.
Can we go round?
Yeah.
It's just like Tomb Raider.
So you've still got it's lots of really old signs. And the lighting here as well, the lighting here is incredible. Things like that. You have to be careful as well. There are quite a few rogue pigeons who don't like being disturbed. They'll kind of swoop down and St. Pancras Ironworks. Okay. Do have to be a bit wary because this is probably the most visible section of the site. But I mean, even here, the grass here is generally long enough. So if you do hear someone coming or driving around the road, you can just duck down. There's no in there. I'll just have a look to see if there's much in there. There aren't many, most of the signs inside have been stripped.
Right.
But you can still get a fair idea from the ones outside. Because the last time I saw somebody, I didn't hear them, I just saw somebody walking past at the corridors obviously intersect.
Right.
So I just kind of waved to someone that as long as they waved back then that was okay. Not sure what this area is. We have things like emergency door things, well, lots of little reminders.
Right. So these were secured.
Yeah. I mean, lots of people do get unnerved by these places, but I don't really find that. Although recently some people have reported hearing kind of voices and stuff when they were here. They're hearing women's voices when they're in the female side of a hospital.
Right.
But I think most of it can just be written off as pigeon coos or nervousness.
What's it say?
I'm smashing your doors. Paper.
How long would people be here?
It really varies. I mean, quite often people like manic depressive patients would kind of be a revolving door system. They just come back in for months while they recovered. Or I mean, it really depends. But obviously there'd be lots of long-term patients, and particularly earlier last century, they quickly become institutionalised. Yeah, look, these ones have still got grills in to protect them.
Wow, it's pretty gloomy, isn't it? And then the radiators are really fixed to the wall.
Yeah, nothing with which you can harm yourself.
Yeah, sure. And then this is what? Some sort of air ventilation
Must be
system?
some kind of ventilation system, yeah.
God.
At least the ceiling's quite high anyway, that's something. Paper light shades.
Picked a nice room.
Yeah, I was just about to say.
Good view. John.
Kind of makeshift easel over there. Really strange. Yeah, that kind of graffiti. The outside's a real mess as well, but it's still
Fantastic.